In this video, I'm going to give you a tour of the DEWALT SDS. So don't go anywhere, because I'll be right back. If you're a regular viewer, you've probably noticed, well, everything's changed. Well, that's because my friend Tim at Dodsworth Woodworking has very kindly lent me his workshop and some of his tools. As many of you probably already know, most of my platform that I work with and that I own is Makita. So it's really good and great to actually get my hands on a different manufacturer. So I'm going to give it a good test through, I'm going to have a good talk through it and see how good they really are. Weighing in at a measly 3.1 kilos without the battery, I might add. This drill comes with anti-vibration control, so that when you're using it, the entire motor on the inside and the control gear take all the impact, keeping it away from your hands. It has 3 modes, like most SDSs. You have drill, hammer drill, and hammer. Now, one thing I spotted straight away, which is a bit of a downside to this, is that if you're trying to use it like that, there's not really much room to get your hand in there, and when you try and turn the dial, it's not quite so easy because your knuckles catch against the safety. But it's so easy to adjust, just to wind it out and wind it into position. At the top, we could always spin it around or turn it around depending if you're left or right-handed as well. And it would take 2 types of battery. It would take the XR battery. Now, it will just clip straight in the bottom, but you'll notice straight away you can't see the battery level because the battery meter is on the back of these batteries. So that is a downside to using that type of battery. However, it will also use the flex volt. Flex volt, it's called that because it uses 2 voltages, both 18 and 54. So you can use it on much bigger machines. This one, however, has the battery reading on the rear, so that does help a lot. Fairly stable standing on there with the bigger battery. Obviously you can see it's not flat, but it's not going to go anywhere. It does add substantial weight though using the flex volt. Also, top tip with the flex volt, when you're transporting, always put the cap back on. Right, let's get out a concrete block and break it apart. It has a 2.1 dual hammer action. It has up to 4,500 blows per minute and 1200 RPM. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use my 22mm SDS bit. Seen a bit of time, as you can see on it. The maximum that the drill says it will take is a 24mm. I would use one, but unfortunately I don't have one. So I'm just going to don some PPE, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to drill through this big concrete block, which some of you may remember from a previous video, and see how quickly it goes through, how easy it goes through, and how much mess it makes. Oh, that's nice. Nice distinctive click as well, and that feels really well balanced actually, even though it's got a very long drill bit in the end of it. Okay. We're going to be here all day, I think. So I think we're going to stop there. But you get the idea. And that went in about 5 maybe 6 inches in that amount of time. So, but that's probably down to the size of the drill bit. Let's see what it's like chasing a channel. So if you're putting in some conduit or some pipe work, for example, so put the scoop in. Now, does it have an anti-lock thing on there, so I can just spin the... No, it doesn't. There's no gear unlock, which allow me to put the bit in and reposition it manually. So I've attached my 30mm scoop to the end of the SDS, draw myself a nice straight line as a guide. So just imagine, for example, you're in somebody's property and you need to chase in some pipe work or some electrical cable. Well, let's see if this will do it. Let's have a quick check of the battery voltage. Now, after a bit, my table's not actually helping too much because there is a bit of a rock, as we can see, so we just have to take that into account. That's actually really comfortable. There's not much blowback at all coming through the handle. It's cutting in nice and smoothly. It's not very straight, but that's me. And that's what concrete blocks do. They fall apart when you hit them in the wrong place. As this one just did. But that's left some very nice edges on the back. I would have to chase back in that again to get it deep enough and to get it nice and smooth across the back. But that was really comfortable. There was very little blowback from that. The anti-shock system on here, the anti-vibration control, as it's known, was doing its job very nicely. So for that was really, really comfortable. So let's go back to normal everyday size drilling, because let's face it, using drills like this is a little bit on the extreme size and not something that we would do on a day-to-day basis. So if I just grab a drill bit from out of here, one at random, this is an 8mm drill. Nick some of that grease. Always a good idea to grease your bits before you put them in. Back into the hammer action again. So this is more of a day-to-day example using an 8mm drill bit here. Again, that's really, really light and comfortable. Going in with ease. But one thing I've just found on that actually is when I was putting the trigger back, maybe it's because I've got fat fingers, but I was actually pinching my skin between the trigger and the casing. But maybe that's just a positional thing of my demonstration there. So let's go again, because one thing I did like about this drill was it spins up first to make sure that you get the exact point of where you need to drill before the hammer action kicks in. And I think that's a really clever idea. It's almost like a soft start, but for accuracy rather than frustration, because most of us, let's face it, don't like soft start on their machines. That's what this is for. So just to demonstrate again, actually went straight in that time. Oh, what do you know? Always happens on camera, doesn't it? We try and demonstrate something, it doesn't happen. Very quickly then, very smooth. And very little blowback on there at all. It's got a really useful LED light on the front, so if you're in a dark situation or in a darkened room and the light levels aren't great, that will help show you where you're aiming at and what you're drilling. But I really like this drill. Obviously not quite manly enough to do the big drilling, but for everyday stuff like chasing in walls, putting holes into block work so you can put your wall plugs in or whatever it is you need to do. It's a really, really good, useful drill. And it's costing £230 for a bare unit at the moment on Amazon. You may find it cheaper elsewhere, but that's still that is a very, very good price, especially compared to some of the newer models that are out there. This is still sold. It's still a current model that's been sold. Sorry to repeat myself. Just really excited. I really like this. It has a reverse function on there as well, so you can take the drills backwards, and a lock in the middle so the trigger won't move at all. So there we have it. This is a fantastic piece of kit, and I'm sure maybe I've left one or two things off of the description, so please let me know if I have missed anything. If you use them, what do you use them for? Do you use the XR batteries, or do you prefer to use the Flex Volt? Again, please let me know. It's a complete learning process for myself, and hopefully for all those others out there that are interested in these tools. So thank you for watching, and until next time, see you very soon. Okay. In this video, I'm going to show you all. In this video, I'm going to talk to you about the DEWALT.
Bad hands. In this video, I'm going to show you how to get the best out of your DEWALT SDS.
In this video, I'm going to show you how to get the best out of your DEWALT SDS, the 253N. In this video, I'm going to show you the Makita. Wrong colour.